Okay, guys, it's a question I was asked some times back by somebody, and I did not know how to answer that person. Now it's the time I want to answer him. The question was, why are you not monetized on your YouTube? And I did not know what to say because all those who are in YouTube, how difficult it is to be monetized. Uh, Actually, I reached 3,020 subscribers some weeks back, and one guy was asking me, how can you have that kind of followers and yet you're not monetized? I told him I was requested to monetize some times back, but I messed up with copyright and time lapsed before I could submit, and it was too late, and the year was coming to an end, meaning I had to start afresh the work of another project. Now I'm clocking 3,000 hours, and I do believe by maybe next month I will reach the criteria required again. It is good to enlighten people because YouTube has its algorithm system that works on people's content and channels, and it checks so many things that need to be met before it can actually consider you to be qualified. Content creation is not for everyone, and it's not something you can just wake up and say, I want to create content. I want my content to be known. I want content that is fruitful. You require to know how to go about certain things, like to create eye-catching thumbnails, which not everyone is an editor. You need someone professional to do that work for you. You also need to know the color mixing and the background, and also evaluate the topic you want to talk about. Particularly, the heading must align with the content you have created. Don't create a thumbnail and then that thumbnail is not related to what you're talking about, because most of the viewers or the fans, they will look at the thumbnail, get excited, then they rush to see the content is totally different. You breach trust and people will not be happy about it. Second thing I do believe is timing of when your fans are online, because when your fans are online, that is the time you need to make sure you push the content that is a good start, that will give you a confidentiality and trust online. That thing is consistency in posting. That one, I do believe everyone knows how you're supposed to be consistent when it comes to posting content. Don't post once a month or twice a month. Make sure you have a sequence to follow or a path of routine that allows you to post content now and then. Fifthly, make sure you interact in community guideline by responding to the client or community that is texting back or liking your videos. Always have time for them to make them feel welcomed and acknowledged in your channel. On number six, I do believe is pick topic that actually makes sense, and always don't give introduction like I was born or I do BCD 3 4. No, straight to the point introduction of the content and crisis in the content and conclusion, and then you leave them with craving for more. All these adds up to creating a niche, and that is exactly what you're supposed to do. I tried to do all this when I was trying to be monetized, and my editor didn't actually clarify some few things that I was supposed to do. The softwares I was supposed to use were not okay, and I missed a lot that time. But I learned my lesson, and I know I will continue pushing, and I don't know if it surprises me or not to know that many people are watching channels that are generated or content mostly created by women. Men's content rarely finds some followers unless you are extremely talented, because 90% of the people who are watching content are men. If you look at algorithm and audience percentage, it will tell you actually men are the ones who are watching content most of the time. We cannot give up as men. What we need to do is to encourage one another and try to do as much as we can. The other thing is to boost your content. And how do I mean by saying you boost your content? I mean you have to spend money to interact social media. You have to pay money for boosting your video with YouTube. Definitely you have to, because YouTube is in business and you are actually attempting to do business. So always make sure you know how deep is your pocket. The more you pay, the wider the coverage or expected views. So you can try to do that as much as possible, and always make sure you have good content that can be viewed, because they don't just boost any video. They select what is good for the society. So community guideline as still applies there as a policy. Another thing is always make sure you are smart and the camera is good. Like now, I didn't have good camera for quite some time, and I actually managed to get a 4K streaming camera. Is the one actually I'm using right now, testing to see if I will be able to produce quality pictures, quality videos, so that my people can actually enjoy quality and can feel at home. Another thing you need to understand about this issue of monetization is not all channels are monetized. So what you put in your channel matters a lot as content, because YouTube, they check the type of the content and if it's worth the monetization, because the companies that are putting the advert on your clips are company with reputation most internationally. So the content you create there, you must ensure that you create content that will be relevant to the standardization they have put in place and their community policy guideline. These are the mistakes we have been making now and then when we are trying to create content, and not many people actually have been able to identify these shortfalls. But when someone who went through comes on board and try to explain this to you, it's good to note down and accept, yes, we can go this way. Have a good day. I'll come back next with another topic concerning monetization. I just wanted to talk about it because I'm a victim of it and I know what it means.